I think from the start of last spring, we've been waiting for this moment, this playoff time in this part of the season. I think it's obviously exciting for everyone. It's why we work as hard as we do in the off season and during season. And we've definitely, I think our work has shown, and now it's the time to really pull through and let all that hard work mean something, and I think it's exciting for us. I think it takes a lot of learning from your teammates, from your coaches, and just absorbing everything. I've watched a lot of great players come before me. I mean, coming in freshman year with Tori Fai, that is definitely intimidating, seeing a player like that and playing behind her, but just learning from that and always grinding in practice, trying to outwork the next person next to you has definitely helped me, and just always having my eye on the prize. Like, everyone wants to get on the floor and see those minutes, and just figuring out what you need to do to contribute, whether it may not be offensively, but defensively to be that threat, or whatever it takes. Footwork has been huge for me. I think my length is an obvious thing that's a strength for me. I'm definitely long and lanky, which helps me, but I think being able to get to the right spot and to use my length without fouling, coming down on people, and just being in the right spot and being in that help defense and helping out those guards and everyone else has really helped me and helped our team. It definitely was unexpected. I didn't come into the season thinking anything of this, and it just kind of got exciting as we were coming towards that, and just the fact that I could help the team in this way was something. I mean, defense was never my thing in high school, but then being able to work towards that and become that defensive player has been really fun, and I've definitely learned more than I could have ever imagined on how to improve my game in that sense. So rooming with my identical twin sister, Kristen, has been awesome. I mean, we're the best of friends. Anyone would say that. They see us together all the time. But it's nice to kind of have that escape outside of basketball, someone who knows the game, plays the game, but I can talk to and kind of vent to, and have that constant support all the time, whether good games, bad games, hard practices. Like, she's just always there, kind of keeping me level-headed and keeping me working hard. In the summers, she works out with me all the time. She is always pushing me to do 10% more every single day and work that much harder, which is really helpful. We learned a lot last year just from the atmosphere. I mean, we didn't really lose many physical bodies, obviously, and a lot of people are coming back and have had that experience on the court, which means a lot during playoff time. Just having that, I mean, the 6 seniors, I think that helps us a lot too, having that experience, and I think we pull from that. We call it the magic of the Merc. We love playing here. It's our home, and I think that's exciting for us. It's been, I mean, exciting and fun is the only way to put it. I think we all embrace every single moment that we have together. We realize that we want to hold on to this experience as long as possible and just keep playing as long as possible. It's the topic of every single conversation we all have together, and I mean, we've been through a lot over these 4 years together, and I think that we all have the same end goal, which is something we look forward to doing together.
We've talked through the year about our expectations, and we knew last spring when Kelly had made the decision to come back, we knew that with her having all the pieces together, we were going to have a pretty special year. So we talked about setting very high goals, and what I've loved about this team is you can see that their confidence has built. They came in with a really good feel for what we could do, but as we got started, even with that first game of the season being at Bentley and the loss, it really, our kids knew that we were a better team than that night showed, and they came back with such a great determination in the practice setting. And I think really that's where we've gotten this season done, is this team hasn't had a bad practice. They work so hard. We're deep this year. We've got good young kids that are competing every day in practice to get us ready for each game, and that's what you see. And so I'm obviously really excited about the regular season championship, because that's your body of work, and our kids have worked so hard. They deserve that championship. But they know this is a new season, and we're starting from square one. But I love their focus, if you will, and even today we went pretty light, just did some things not knowing who our opponent would be, and it was a great practice. I've said all year, this team is easy to coach, because you don't have to motivate them to work hard. You don't have to, they're a smart team, so they understand how to make adjustments on the fly and during games, and I think a lot of that has to do with our experience. We have 6 seniors, all who contribute, and you have Kelly Martin at the point, and Sam and Courtney, who have, since they've been here, they've played a lot of minutes. So I think what you're seeing this year is just their experience is really paying off in terms of, what kind of situation are we in this game? If we've gone down early, or you don't see this team get nervous and panic. It's one at a time. Let's make the fixes, and that's been the fun part for me, just to see how much they're able to coach themselves. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. This team is just, they're so excited for the playoffs, and we're not worried about, we won a regular season championship, is there going to be any letdown? Not at all. They cannot wait to play, and they've been talking about the matchups around the league, and again, this is a team who pays attention and watches basketball, and they're just really excited for playoff time. My whole team was at the men's game, in the front row going nuts, which was great to see. And we were excited for our men's team. But yeah, they know this is what you work so hard for. This is where you want to be, and this is where it gets really fun. That's been another great part of this year, is how well we have played at home. And last year, I remember going into the final game of the year, we didn't know if we were going to make the NE10 tournament, and then we ended up hosting a game, so we were like, oh, that worked out pretty well. But there wasn't, last year we didn't have, it wasn't the same feel of what the Merkert means, and I've definitely had other teams who really understood how special I think playing at home is, but this is a great gym. And this team loves it. They love the Merkert. They understand how much of an advantage it is. We've had great crowds. So, just to have the ability to host at home and, hopefully continue to win some games at home is so much fun for them. And, obviously, families and students, they've been so tremendous through the years. So it's really exciting to have that opportunity to have a good crowd as well. It actually, with this team, it's been good because after Tuesday night, we had an opportunity to give them a couple days rest. And, with our veteran team, days of rest are always good. So we really haven't done much till today. And the film, we did some film work yesterday and obviously today. And really, we tried to focus on us, and we showed clips from both potential opponents, Merrimack and Adelphi, just some of the clips from their games in terms of, what we did well against both of those teams. So, it's continuing to understand what we're going to see. So I think they're playing well, and that was a really big win for them. I think that they played well at home for sure, but they really did a great job defensively early in their game tonight. They took, one of the league's best shooters in Werner from Merrimack. They took her out of it early in terms of making it work really hard for just touches, not even shots. And I think Merrimack got a little flustered early by that. There was good pressure. And they're a great rebounding team. So, they were keeping the ball alive on both ends. And, they had their scorers working really hard early in the game. So, we know we're going to see a different team. I think when we went down there, we were obviously playing well at the time, and we got out of the gates really strong down there, and I think, again, it put them on their heels a little bit. Kelly Martin had a tremendous game when we were down there, and really shot lights out. So, they have a good squad, a very good coach, so I know they'll be a little bit more prepared in terms of what we do. They're definitely a team where their veterans obviously have been playing at a high level. They've got some good young kids as well. Really good shooting team. They have an ability to really knock the ball down outside, and some of their post players can step out to the perimeter and knock down the three. So that's a little bit of a challenge for us. I think where our strength lies from the offensive end is we've got some big post players that provide matchup problems for them. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they make there. Keys to a win, I think just defensively, we have to know personnel, and we need to be able to defend the arc pretty well. We also need to be able to rebound defensively. We've got to box out because this is a very, very strong offensive rebounding team. They work really hard to keep the ball alive. So That's what we got to focus on defensively, and then offensively, I think we got to do what we do. You know, I feel very confident in our offense and our depth offensively. So, you know, we just got to play one possession at a time, like we've talked about, and we'll see what happens.